everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing part 1 of my Year of Empties video. I definitely decided that I wanted to split this into 2 videos. That way we have one that is dedicated specifically to makeup and then a second video that's dedicated to everything else so that people can kind of decide what they do and don't want. Makeup empties tend to be a lot more popular than the rest of the empties, and personally I find all of it just so interesting and informative. I also love being able to look back and see my makeup use up over the course of the year and also kind of compare it to years prior. So I will make sure to include all of that information for you guys. But let's go ahead and talk about all of the makeup that I finished off this year. So here we have all of my makeup empties from the year 2022. And I have to say, it blows my mind that all of them can fit so neatly into such a small box. I had thought that I had done quite well in using things up this year, but the size of this box just leaves me a little stunned, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at all of the makeup products that I used up in the year of 2022. So let's begin with primers. This is typically the first step when I am applying my makeup, and I did use a total of 7 primers this year. I used 2 little minis of the Smashbox Primerizer. This is the Hangover RX from Too Faced, Cover FX, the Illuminating Primer, an Hourglass Veil Primer, Makeup Forever Step 1 Smoothing, and then this liquid glass from Farsali. Now, I am very surprised that I only used through miniature primers, and I found that this year I just wasn't gravitating towards primers in the way that I have in the past. And I think that perhaps the reason for that was because I was using more skincare and I was using SPFs that in many ways doubled as primers. So I really wasn't finding myself reaching for this category as often as I have in years past. This year I was able to use through 4 foundation products. I was able to finish off the oldest foundation in my collection, my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea. I also used up this very strange sample of a Dr. Jart Beauty Balm. This is actually intended to be a nighttime makeup. I don't think this is made anymore. I have no idea who the intended market was for this. It was a very odd product. I used up one of their daytime BB creams, and then I also used up a sample of the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I absolutely loved this. It took me quite a few months actually to use through this, and I enjoyed it enough that I did purchase a full size of both this NARS product as well as the Dr. Jart BB cream. I'm very happy that I was able to use through these foundations. Again, there are mini foundations in here. I did make a point this year of trying to use through as many small products as possible, but I am very happy that I was able to finish this off, as this was probably 6 or 7 years old at this point. I did only use through 1 concealer. This is the Ulta House brand Full Coverage Liquid Concealer. I really enjoyed this product so much. I did purchase a replacement for it because I enjoyed it as much as I did. I'm actually quite surprised that I only finished 1 concealer this year. Concealer is a product that I honestly love. Foundation is good, but concealer is something that I truly don't feel like I can live without. So I'm very surprised that I only finished through this one here, but it's a lovely concealer and I'm very happy to have finished it off and purchased one to replace it with. I did use through a total of 6 powders. Technically, this one here is a powder foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Powder Foundation. I tend to use it as a powder, not necessarily as a full-on foundation, which is why I kept it in this category here. Very much enjoyed this product. I do have another one currently working. And then the other pressed powder that I used up was a little mini here. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless Finish pressed powder. Again, I definitely enjoyed it, and it is a powder that I could see myself purchasing in a full size. And I also used through 4 loose powders, which is fantastic. I finished off my Beauty Bakery flour powder, as well as this powder from Laura Mercier. I finished off a mini of the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation or powder. This is just the loose powder, and then the Cover FX loose powder as well. I feel very good about that. Powder is something that I use every single day, even though I do have balanced to dry skin. I just prefer a powdered finish. So I feel very good about that. While I did not finish off any other complexion type products like bronzer, blush, or highlight, I was able to use through 6 setting sprays. I know setting sprays are not terribly trendy anymore, but I still very much enjoy the act of using a setting spray, and I think for me it just gives me a much more put together look since I do enjoy a good powder. So I was able to use through 3 full sizes and 3 minis. I finished off the Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. I finished off one of the Smashbox Primer Waters. I was able to finish off the ColourPop All-Star, Urban Decay All Nighter Mini, Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Mini. This was terrible. I hated this. And then an itty teeny weeny little MAC Fix Plus. So again, I feel pretty good about this, and I am excited to use through some of the other ones that I have still hanging about in my collection. Moving on to my eye area, I did finish off a full-size eyeshadow primer, the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I did also finish off a full-size eyeliner pen. This is from Stila. It is the Stay All Day Waterproof Eyeliner. And then I also used up 2 eyebrow pencils. These are both the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. I have 3.5 and 4.5 here. Rounding out the eyes, I did finish 5 mascaras. I have the Lash Princess as well as the waterproof version of the Lash Princess. This from Merit. I very much enjoyed this mascara. Totally Tubular. This is from Half Caked Beauty. And then I have the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes from Charlotte Tilbury. I would say of all of these, my favorite was certainly the Merit mascara, and I would wholly repurchase this. I love the Lash Princess formula. However, I think it's the green tube that I prefer the most. The wand on this pink one is a little bit big for my personal preferences. It's the one that has kind of the cobra-like shape, which is fine. I just find that I'm clumsy mess and I prefer a different wand shape. The waterproof, honestly, was fine. I don't prefer waterproof foundation or waterproof mascara formulas, but this one was fine. The Totally Tubular, also, it was fine. And the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes I found transferred on me, so it's not one that I would repurchase. And the last category that we are going to talk about is lip products. So this year I was able to finish off 2 lip balms. I have a mini here from NARS, and then I have a full size of the Nivea. And then I actually finished off 2 lip glosses, which may not seem like much to many people out there, but for me, it's absolutely fantastic. I go through lip products at a painfully slow rate. So the fact that I finished off 2 lip glosses is awesome. This one is from Essence. This is the XXXL Shine Lip Gloss. And then this is the Fenty Beauty. This is the Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. This was not a full size. This was, I think it was technically a mini, but those all have so much in them. I honestly feel like the same amount of product was in each of them, but technically this is a mini, so it was counted as such. But I am really, really happy with where I landed here. I am surprised that I only used up 2 lip balms. Lip balm is typically a category that I'm able to go through more of. However, I think that I just sort of substituted the lip glosses in some cases instead of the lip balm, so I think that's why. But nevertheless, I am very happy with these 2 empties here. All right, my friends, so there we have it. That is all of the makeup that I used up this year. I am going to go ahead and pop up a little infographic kind of showing this year's empties versus last year's, because honestly, I think it's really interesting to see how my use up sort of ebbs and flows over the years and kind of where I focus my attention, I guess. So that's something that I hopefully will continue to do over the years. I love watching people's empties videos and seeing, especially like on Instagram, there are people that use up lip products like crazy, and I am not one of them. So I'm always loving seeing everybody's use ups, and I find it really, really inspiring to see kind of all together what everybody has used up. I think like many of you out there, I'm very much trying to balance what I own versus what I use. I spent a long time with a ton of subscription boxes, which really bloated my makeup collection. I also was very, very guilty of a lot of over purchasing during those years as well. That's not to say that many wouldn't look at my current makeup purchases and say, well, you're still over purchasing, but it's manageable for me. However, I do want to make sure that I'm using up the makeup that I'm purchasing, and this is a great way to kind of set it all down in front of me and see everything that I have done. So let me know what your thoughts. I love hearing from you guys down in the comments. What was your most used up makeup category this year? Please let me know. And if you have any tips or tricks, I would love to know that as well. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a thumbs up and you'll consider subscribing before you leave. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.